Hi guys and welcome back. In this lesson we're going to develop the interface for creating snapshots through the web, so through our application. We'll also explore the idea of a snapshot status feed. We'll even make it possible to destroy or delete snapshots through the web interface. As this interface to the snapshots resource will run mainly through the profile and home pages, we're not going to need actions like new or edit in the snapshots controller. We're only going to need destroy and create. And let's take a quick look at those actions now. So as you can see here in this slide I have in front of me, we have a summary of the routes we're going to use for our interface, and they are post and delete. To implement these, let's now go to config/routes. So back in my code editor, here we are here in the config folder, routes.orb. On the line here, on line 10 here, hit enter, and let's say resources space colon snapshots only colon space square brackets colon create destroy. There we go, save that. Now let's add some access control to the snapshots controller. And we're doing this because access to snapshots is going to be through their associated users. So both the create and the destroy actions must require users to be logged in. So before we add the code to our application, let's first write the test for it. So go to test controllers, so left hand side, let me shrink this up, test controllers and snapshots controller test. Here we are. Now guys, let me pause the video, and when we come back we'll have a couple of tests in here. See you in just a moment. Okay guys, so here we are back, and as you can see, starting at line 4, I've created a new method called setup, and I've created an instance variable at snapshot and assigned it some information from the fixtures file, from the snapshots fixture file, specifically project 001 information. And then the tests to run that information, or the test that will use that information, start at line 8. So the first test should redirect the create action when a user not logged in. So obviously, if a user who is not logged in tries to create a snapshot, they should be redirected back. And the same with the destroy action. So when a user tries to destroy a snapshot, they should be redirected back as well. So in order for these tests to pass, we first need to do a small bit of refactoring. In a previous lesson, we enforced the login requirement using a before filter that called logged_in_user method. Back then, we only needed that method in the user's controller, but now we also need it in the snapshots controller. We're going to move it into the application controller, as this is the base class for all controllers. So all controllers inherit from the application controller. You might remember this from some of the very early lessons. So now let's go to app controllers application controller. So left hand side, app controllers application controller. So here we are in the application controller, and at the moment it's pretty much empty except for line 2 here, include session helper. So at line 2, hit enter a couple of times, then say private. Now, so we want to create a new method that confirms a logged in user. def logged_in_user. Hit enter. Unless, so unless what? Unless logged in. So logged_in boolean, so question mark. So logged in true or false. Store location. You might remember this from previous lessons. Flash square brackets colon danger. That's not a colon. One key off there. Danger equals please log in. Then if not, redirect _to login URL. End and end. There we go. Okay, save that. Now we should also remove the previous logged in user method from the user controller, so we remove or we avoid code repetition. So go to app controllers user controller, so last one here in my list, and remove, where is it, logged in user. Here it is here, line 56 to line 62. Zap that out of there. Let's hope we don't break anything. Save that. And because we added our new method to application controller, this new method is now available in the snapshots controller. We can now add create and destroy actions and then restrict access to them using a before filter. So let's go to app controllers snapshots controller. Here we are, nice and clean. Let's start with our before action or before filter. Before underscore action, space, colon. What method are we calling here? Logged in user. What can a logged in user only do in snapshots? They can only create and destroy. And as I say it out loud, I hope you're realizing that it's kind of close to English, or it's at least easily readable. So before action, so logged in user. So for the snapshots feature of our application, a logged in user, or check for a logged in user, and if logged in, they can only create and destroy. Now, create our actions, create and destroy, and save that. Okay, let's run Rails tests while we're here. Pop open my terminal, and we're going to test to see if our most recent additional tests are working. Rails test. Nope. What have we got? One error, and it's in the test. Should redirect create when user not logged in. So let's take a look there. Let's jump back into the test we wrote a few moments ago. Snapshots controller, and we know it's in this one because this is what the error message tells us. It tells us to look here. So at least we don't have to go through all our code. And as I look here, something is just jumping out of me. Post snapshot path, that should be plural. So this will catch you out as well. The plural and the singular within Rails, it can be a little bit idiomatic or a little bit hard to grasp, but don't worry, you will get the hang of it. Let's save this. Just double check. And let's go again. And this time it works perfectly. So a small typo, left out an S, but there we go. Okay guys, that's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, we'll look at creating the actual snapshots interface. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you there.